Dental school is a challenge. It's easy to get in, right? Well, kind of like, but it's also hard to get through. Tell us what has been the hardest part for dental school now that you're getting ready to go into your D3 year. What has been the hardest part about being a dental student?
Well, for me, I started off as engineering. And with engineering, we typically have to think through things. So I don't have to know every single detail. Dental school, you have to know every single detail and how to think through it. So for me, the D1 fall semester, that was a challenge because now I had to change how I studied. So I think the hardest part of dental school is learning how to study really and be efficient with it with the time you have. And one of the ways I overcame it is repetition, meaning that I'll read a lecture the first time. I don't expect to know the information, but I listen to it in class. It's kind of like it's reiterating what you've already read. And then I set like timers. So I may set a 20-minute timer. And if a lecture is like 50 slides long, I may make it a slide 10 because at this point I'm trying to actually learn it. And then the next day, I set another 20-minute timer, start from slide 11, go to, whatever I get done with. So that's how I study. And by reiterating things, it allowed me to make connections and to remember what I read. So I would say that the toughest part is learning how to study and also how to manage your time. That's a big one. Like I watch a lot of Dr. Darwin's videos and everybody say, manage your time. That's going to be the hardest part. You have to figure out which class you should put most time in. And I recommend putting time into those that's worth more money. I mean, not money, that's worth more credit hours.
Being a dental student is tough, and it's even more of a challenge when you may be a non-traditional student, but doesn't make a difference. It's still a very difficult professional career, but also professional career as a student in training. Stay tuned as we talk to a D3 student who's just finished her first 2 years of dental school, and she's going to tell us how she survived it, and she's going to share some tips and strategies to make sure that you are successful in your journey in dental school. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Dr. Darwin, a new dentist coach with another episode of Ask Dr. Darwin on the New Dentist podcast show, where we talk about getting into dental school, surviving dental school, getting into residency, and then life as a new dentist. Guys and gals, be sure that you are continuing to support the channel by commenting, sharing. You can also join our membership group. There's some merch and some links down below that you can join and purchase. All the proceeds go to continuing to support the channel via more valuable content and also some oral health scholarships that we give away as well. Also, this episode of Ask Dr. Darwin is being brought to you by Dr. Darwin On Demand. Yep, Dr. Darwin On Demand, right down by down below right here. The ultimate resource and community that makes you accountable. Also, we have what do you call them? My masterminds and office hours every 2 weeks, twice a month, to help you and support you on your journey in becoming a dentist. For more details, go to the link down below. Today, we're joined by a dental student who, wow, Doc, it's been 3 years already since the last time we talked when you were applying to dental school and got into a couple of different ones. And we're circling back with you today to talk a little bit more about how you are surviving dental school. Today, we're joined by student Dr. Kierra. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm good because I'm done with dental school. I'm
Oh,
finished.
well.
So I'm real good. I'm real good. I
The
remember
first
those
two,
days.
I don't want to go back through them. The first years
No,
was tough. It was
no, we're not
tough.
going backwards. We're not going backwards. Onward and forward. So please reintroduce yourself for people who are maybe meeting you for the first time and those that maybe watched this last video. Check out that video right up here, who are seeing you again. So reintroduce yourself.
I'm Kierra Banks. I'm a third-year dental student, and I'm from Mississippi. I majored in industrial engineering. I worked for a year or so before going back to pursue dentistry. So now here I am in dental school.
Yeah, and not only are you in dental school, but you're rocking it too, getting ready to start your D3. So let's go backwards a little bit just so people have an idea as to why dentistry for you. Why did you pick dentistry?
So my mom, she ended up getting sick, and at that point, after taking care of her, I wanted to move to a healthcare field and something that was more people facing than engineering was. And I, started looking at the different career fields. And as I was getting my hair done, a lady mentioned to me, look into dentistry. So I ended up shadowing some dentists and I fell in love with it. I love that it's not like life or death. However, you are bringing people back to their function to where they can, chew. You are getting them out of pain to where they can still function, because when people have a toothache, their attitudes can be kind of poor because they're hurting, and you're able to just get them that immediate relief. So I really appreciate dentistry for that.
Yeah, and that's usually one of the reasons that a lot of other people will go into dentistry, even if, especially also if they've had some kind of dental work or dental or health experience in the past that just opened their eyes and opened their horizons to something new that maybe they didn't know about. Um, let's talk about that, right? Talk about the what you didn't know about the D2 year that you just finished. Uh, share a little bit about what the D2 year at your institution is like, or maybe even overall, because it may be different for some people depending on which school you go to, but share with us what you heard about the D2 year before you started. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Darwin. Just want to take a quick break from this episode and hope that you are enjoying it. First thing I want to ask is, did you know that a large majority of the individuals like you who watch these episodes are not subscribed to the channel, to the YouTube channel? Nevertheless, we want to say thank you for watching and continuing to share these videos and episodes with others. Next, I want to say is subscribe. Yes, please hit the subscribe button so that you get these notifications each time these episodes are released. Last is I wanted to connect with those of you who are seeking to become an advanced dentist and specialist. And I invite you to our next event called the Get Into Dental Residency Challenge. This is a special 4-day event that will give you direct access to the mistakes that you want to avoid when you're applying to residency programs, and also the 8 steps that you also want to avoid so that you do not have an unsuccessful application submission. The information that we will be covering over those 4 days will be some of the tips and strategies that I teach in my one-on-one and group coaching trainings with clients who are continually and successfully being matched into and selected into high-profile residency programs here in North America. So if you're pursuing or aspiring to get into dental residency this application cycle, this challenge is for you. Check out the link below to receive more details and join the challenge. And also, I would encourage you to enroll in the challenge via the VIP experience. The VIP experience gives you actually access to a 1-hour Q&A session every day of the challenge before we actually get started with the challenge. And it guarantees me to answer your specific questions that you and other VIP experience members have on a daily basis. So I'll see you in the Get Into Dental Residency Challenge, and let's get back to this episode.
So at my school, the hardest semester is always D1 spring because you have anatomy, and D2 fall because you're taking pathology, pharmacology, and microbiology. Out of all of those, I don't think those the most challenging semesters because they told us, oh, D2 spring, it would be easy, it'll fly by. But I feel like D2 spring for us was super hard because we were going like full speed the full semester. And it made that semester felt like a year. The classes we took in D2 spring were mostly lab courses. Of course, you still had like pharmacology, those kinds of things, but it was mostly filled with lab work. So we're always at school. It was nonstop practicals, nonstop exams, quizzes. So I feel like D2 spring I was underprepared for it because I'm like, oh, towards the end of the semester, things will kind of, calm down, but that was not the case. And at my school, pharmacology is hard. It's hard. We had it for the full D2 year. So my recommendation, if you hadn't had pharmacology, I would probably take it. I wish I would have. That's like one class I wish I would have taken in undergrad.
Yeah, that pharmacology is no joke.
Yeah.
Pharmacology and biochemistry, uh, no joke. So you had heard a little bit about the D2 year before you started.
Hmm.
What did you do before you started D2 year? Did you prepare and do anything special between D1 and D2 to prepare for D2 year?
No, I didn't do anything. I just our summer was 3 weeks. So during those 3 weeks, I
Right.
was actually doing research. So I didn't prepare for anything school wise. Honestly, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if it would have helped or not.
Yeah, because sometimes right after the D1 year, you're like, I need a break. I ain't doing nothing dentistry. I'm doing everything opposite of dentistry so I can enjoy this summer. 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 weeks, one day, whatever it is. I'm not doing nothing dentistry at all. All right, let's talk a little bit more about D2 year. What did you like the most about the D2 year? If there is anything to like about the D2 year, what did you find kind of interesting? What did you like the most?
What I like the most is some of our classes had a lot of cases. I actually enjoyed the cases because now you're putting everything together that you learned from D1 year and D2 year up to that point to come up with the best treatment option for that certain case. I really enjoyed that because, it just made you look more closely and actually know what you've been learning and see how it actually applies in real life. So that was my favorite part. And I'm probably the person that may say this, but I actually enjoy complete dentures. A lot of people hated that class, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, complete dentures can be a monster. Especially when the teeth don't just sit quite right
Hmm.
and they start moving or start drifting if that wax is not a certain temperature or
Yes.
just yeah, bringing back memories. The
I
hardest
actually
part. Oh, go ahead.
I actually like gross anatomy too. A lot of people hated that class, but I actually loved it. So
What was nice for you about gross anatomy?
it felt like a puzzle. You're putting things together like, okay, if I move this muscle, I don't know, it just made me think about it. I don't know, it was just like a puzzle piece for me to
Yeah.
where if this happened, then this happens. But it's all about making those connections between the different movements of the muscles to be able to really get a true understanding of it.
So let's understand a little bit about the hardest part about D2 year.
Oh man. The hardest part is getting through it. But I remember watching DrDarwin, and this really stuck with me where you told someone when you say yes to something, you're saying no to a lot of other things. So for me, I had to get comfortable with saying no because saying no means that I'm now able to study or be more efficient in lab or whatever the case may be. But if I say yes, I'm missing out on a lot of study time to help me get a better grade. So it's learning to say no. And another hard part, like I mentioned before, is pharmacology. That was super hard for me, but I was able to get better at it because I used Chat GPT and it just broke down the lectures for me. And I'm like, oh, now I know what it's saying.
Did y'all hear that? Chat GPT is in dentistry. How about that?
Yes.
Ah, Well, I know also people will resort to some really great videos and some educational videos, Khan Academy, Magoosh. I think it's Magoosh. Um, Shout out to those organizations that have some online study support for different subjects for us non-traditional dentists that are non-science majors, right? It really helps to understand, and it helps those that are science majors too, right? Could be a
Mhm.
bio major, could be a chem major. It still helps to break down because, as you know, and as you just experienced, the speed at which you're going through all of this material in dental school, whether you've had pharmacology before, whether you've had biochemistry before, for most of us, and including the science majors, it's still very challenging, right?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier about studying, having more time to study on the classes that have the more credit hours. Well, last time I checked, if I remember, the whole semester was like 30 hours for us, right?
Yes.
25, 26, 28, 30 credit hours. And some classes were 12 credit hours, right?
Mhm.
So it's at a high pace, high stakes as far as it relates to each of those classes, right? So that's always a
Mm.
challenge. Tips and advice for those that are getting ready to start D2 year at their institutions. Knowing what you know now, what would you do differently, or what would you want to share that D2s, incoming D2s should do?
Number one, study early. Don't wait a week before the exam. I would start studying a little bit every day. Kind of how I mentioned before, I set 20-minute timers. I may do that for three, lectures, and you're able to kind of see more material like that. So study early. Everyone in my class would say, "Oh man, I wish I would have studied early." I've said that, but somehow the next exam I didn't. So please, you do study early. Another one, use Chat GPT. It's a tool. One thing I did, I would say, give me 50 multiple choice case-based questions, and it would give me that and allow me to have to think through questions similar to how my teachers would test us. It wasn't the same questions, but it's just the fact that you're actively learning. And don't be afraid to ask for help. You guys, classmates, teachers. I wish I would have asked for help before, I got to a certain point in school, like in operative. I didn't ask for help until like the second year. I wish I had asked during the first year. I feel like
Mm.
I would have done a whole lot better.
So when you say ask for help,
Mhm.
what was the thing that prevented you from asking for help? Was it time? Was it pride? Was it C, D, or E, or all of the above? What was the reason?
I think for me, I didn't want to be a burden to others, but that's why the teachers are there to actually help
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So,
you paying all of those professors with your tuition and more. That's
mhm,
what they do. That's their job, right?
yes.
That's their mission to get you across the finish line each and every year, and with each and every class that you
Yes.
have.
Like
Yep.
once I honestly started going to my teacher's office hours, everything just changed for me. So I actually recommend doing that.
Yeah,
And
go to professor's office hours. I learned the hard I learned the hard way myself too.
and prioritize your time. I mentioned before I will focus on the heavy credit hours because there was times I would focus on the credit on the class that didn't require that wasn't worth a lot. So I'm like, man, I wish I would have like spent less time on that and spent more time on this because I could have done better. So that's another suggestion if you care about your grades.
So again, that last one is to do what?
Prioritize your time.
Time management. And what's one of the best ways people, incoming D2s, can do that to prioritize your time? What does that mean? Like, what did you find helpful for yourself?
For me, I made a schedule based on the week. So I would say, okay, on this week, I want to go over these materials. I want to go to lab to practice on these skills. I had my stuff set. I didn't set like a time, like, oh, I'm gonna do this from 10 to 12. I didn't do that more so, but I just said, this day, this is what I want to accomplish. So it allowed me to work towards something and to be like, okay, I need to stop fooling around with social media and go ahead and knock this off my checklist.
That's right. Yeah, because social media is not going to help you take that test on Monday.
So I sure not.
It's not going to help you. Oh, these are great. 5 great tips for the incoming D2. Again, study early. Use Chat GPT as a study partner, right? You
Yes.
gave a great example on how to do that. Ask for help, and then ask for help again, right? Go to the professor, faculty member slash teacher's office hours, right? Go to the office hours. And then the 5th one, prioritize your time, coming up with a schedule and making sure that you're using every hour, every minute, every second. So you're dedicated to getting your study on, right? Getting your
Mhm.
study on. Real good, real good. Now it's good that you have done all this, because now you've moved from D2 and now you've gone to D3. So have you guys started D3 year yet?
Not all of us. I feel like I have. So at my school, they allow me being a D, finishing D2 to actually work in an emergency clinic. So I've been extracting teeth over the summer. So I feel like I have in a sense because I'm giving injections, I'm extracting them. I'm now more comfortable being in the patient's mouth because believe me, it's actually uncomfortable in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a big transition. And I know at some
Mhm.
schools, the transition into clinic can even start much sooner, meaning it can start D1 year. Some schools have it such that D4s, D3s, D2s, and ones are all part of a team, and they use a team approach so that everyone is connected through the years, right? You're connected through the years, and that's helpful, especially when it comes to D3 year, where most of your time will be more than 50% of your time, probably more than 70% of your time is in clinic, right? It's going to
Mhm.
be clinic based, still have some classes and things like that. Anything you're looking forward to related to D3 year?
Yes, I'm looking forward to clean. I'm actually excited to actually know how to do the things we learned in lab on an actual patient and how that could differ, like how your treatment options differ based on like finances and their specific case. Cause I know that would change what you would normally do because of finances.
Yeah. Well, that's official. That means student Dr. Kierra is open for business,
Hmm.
open for seeing patients and helping people with their oral health care. Now you're going to be officially an oral health consultant to the community there at your school. So you're
Yes.
open for business. That's great. That's great.
Yes,
Any
sir.
special or new projects that you're working on as you are transitioning to your D3 year? Any things that you're wanting to accomplish, that you're looking to accomplish?
Yes. So I'm starting a group to help underrepresented students to improve their applications for dental school. So this is something that I was able to get grants through my school and they're fully supporting of it. We've done this before, but I'm trying to bring it back to where, we just help those students know what dental school's like, what the interview process is like, and just how to present them their best selves in their application. So I'm excited about that.
Now, do you mean like an impressions day, which is very popular at many schools, or do you mean like a day in the life of a dental student type of day, or type of a
So
seminar?
how it'll work, they'll be here for like 3 days and they'll actually go through mock interviews that will have their application, personal statement, like looked at by people on the admissions committee. And they'll be able to do some dentistry that's safe for them to do, probably like composite or something like that. So that's pretty much what it would be like.
That sounds great. So much, and very so much of that is very much needed, right?
Mhm.
just to have an opportunity to attend a dental school, interact with the dental students, many of which you may, as a pre-dental student, that you may be interacting with, the next year once you get
Mhm.
admitted to dental school. But it also gives you an opportunity to see the day in the life of a dental student, what it's like, get hands-on, be in the building. All of those experiences help you to confirm that, yes, dentistry is what I want to do. Yes, I like this school. I like the
Mhm.
students. I like the faculty. Yes, I can see myself here at this institution, and they're training me to become, for me to fulfill my dream in becoming a dentist. What's the best way to contact you if people want to connect with you, that may be interested at your school as well? What's the best way to contact you?
Email is the best way. So my email is gallion15. So Gallion is GALLIONK15
Right there. There it is. Check it out right there. Student Dr. Kierra, thanks so much for your time. Continued success into the D3 year and beyond. We're going to continue to follow up with you, see how you're doing, because just like these last 2 years, 2.5 years have flown by, this next year is going to fly by too. And then we'll start having some conversations about life after dental school, before dental school ends, right?
Yes.
I know you're working on a couple other things too related to your dental status, for some future endeavors and some other future interests that you're working on. So we'll talk about that very soon. Also, guys, if you want to hear us talk more about these topics, go to the next video right now. Go to the next video. Go, go, go.